Welcome back to episode 5 of Cheap Pops. I'm Courtney.
I'm Eddie.
And today we're going to recap some of what we just went and saw through Elimination Chamber. Ooh, it took me a minute to get that out. And then we got a couple more slap bands to open up. Hopefully we can finalize this series and be done with it, move on to the next thing. But what's the vibe for what's this episode? How are we going to do this a little bit different?
So we talked about last episode how we both have the OCD and how that's not a good thing. And so we thought we would take a little bit before we would come back to finish out the hunt, but we couldn't stand it. And so we both went out and got some more slap bracelets to try to finish out the NXT North American Championship. And we have a tease, but we're going to make you wait to the end of the episode to do that. So what we thought we would do is we would each take a round and open up one slap band, trying to get the NXT North American belt. And then while we did that, we'd also talk about the matches from Elimination Chamber and just go from there. And then I guess if we do pull that NXT one, we just quit. And we don't.
And we'll just keep talking about Elimination Chamber. But too much good stuff happened at the Elimination Chamber to not talk about it. So we wanted to jump back in and talk about that. Talk about what we thought where we might be headed between now and WrestleMania. Before we took a little breather to see how the WrestleMania card actually shapes place.
Yeah, and I will tell you before we start opening them up that I am, as far as pay-per-views or PLEs, whatever junk name we're calling them, I am a huge fan of the AEW pay-per-views. I think hands down, like 9 out of 10 times, pay-per-view, you just cut it on, and I would take AEW's pay-per-views over the WWE ones 9 times out of 10, but last night's Elimination Chamber for me, I know it's only in the February 1st of March, but Elimination Chamber I thought was like a pay-per-view or PLE of like in a very, very long time. I thought this one was just hands down, top to bottom, fantastic match.
Yeah, absolutely. It had a little bit of everything, some nostalgia, some big moments match-wise, but I guess we could just go ahead and hop into it. Yep. So let's start out with the first match of the night was the Women's Chamber match. So give me your thoughts on that while you open up your first band.
All right, so as we open up for the NXT North American, we had Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Big Mommy was in it, Rhea, Kiana James, Tiffany Stratton. So one thing that I jotted down from both the women's and the men's was like the intros are long. Like
they all walked. It was like they were walking backwards out of the arena. It took so long for them to get to the ring.
Yeah, and then when they did get to the ring, like they were going around the pods and kind of trash talking each person, which
a lot of extra time for stat breaks.
Yeah, but as far as like the match itself, some takeaways for me was I thought Kiana James looked great. Like I was not expecting her to be.
I really wish she'd stop stealing my notes because I was going to say the same thing. I was kind of bagging her, being like, why is she in this match? I mean, not mad at it, but also kind of like, eh. But I thought that she made it a point to put her stamp on the match, even though obviously she was eliminated pretty early on. But I didn't realize she had the stature that she had. I thought she was a lot smaller than she was. And so maybe somebody to watch in the future. She surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, and when she came out, I think I made the joke of it looked like the OnlyFans PLE for WWE. But then, like when she got started, like you could tell she works out, takes pride in her body. Well, she had a lot of great spots. She looked like she belonged. So overall, it was great.
Coming back from the 2 knee injuries, too, I'm kind of happy for her to have that moment in the Elimination Chamber. We did have a little bit of a nip slip situation. I think I saw a lot of people talking online, but they recovered really nicely from it, I thought, and kept going.
Yeah, I don't know if I could say the word on YouTube, but we're going to do it. So I think this ended up being quote 2 of the night from you. I don't remember all of them, the first one, but the second quote that stood out that she said last night while watching was, "Titty slip? Do we have a titty slip?" And it tickled me just because you have like this announcer quality voice to it. Titty slip?
Yeah, I mean, we did. You always feel for a performer because that's not what they want it to be about. But she recovered nicely. Yeah. And I really do. Maybe next time we need to set up a camera while we're watching and catch some of these like in the moment reactions. But great match by the women. don't know if it was quite as much as I was hoping for. You know, maybe I really missed Io in it. I don't know. But obviously good spots. They did a good job. As always, the women held up their end of the bargain.
Yeah, and I think hands down for me, at least the star of the night was Raquel Rodriguez. You know, we talked about it on episode 3, 4, how, like, you know, Big Mommy, a lot of potential. Like, my one gripe, I guess, early on was that she just smiles so much, like she's so happy to be there,
you know?
which is great, but her Judgment Day character is kind of like that heel tweener, at least. And so I would like to see some more, like, aggression out of her, like some more heel stuff, but then, like, after saying that, like the slam through the pod that she did, like, the crowd went crazy, like, that was an awesome spot.
Is she a true heel, though?
No,
you know, I mean, I get that she's supposed to be a heel, but she's more of a, like, she's like a baby face.
She's like a tween, but she kind of comes across as somebody that was excited to get invited to the party.
Yeah.
But still, like, great performance. The double slam pin.
I was going to say, the double slam pin was probably one of the best spots of the match. Just creative how they did it. And getting 2 really good performers out in one move. I thought that was like, all right, now we're saying Big Mommy Sexy. She's here to stay.
Yeah, and then also even the crowd was really into the to the pin when she was eliminated, like the boos.
They booed. They didn't want her to be eliminated, so she's got some juice, and I'm here for it. Bring it on. Bring all the Kevin Nash, like, OG merch back and stylized for Raquel. I'm here for it. Sign me up.
Yeah, and also, like, if you did have her win, to have both, we talked about it, but to have both Judgment Day ladies main eventing title shots at Mania, like, that would have been best.
It would have been cool. So you can go ahead and reveal what you got, and then we'll talk about the actual winner of the match.
So we started the tease. All I saw as I got into it was NXT on the side. Thought that for sure we had gone ahead and gotten that first pull, but again, like, great belt.
That's all right. I feel pretty good about mine right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull it as we're talking about. Obviously, we both picked Rhea to be the winner of the match in our preview episode.
Yeah.
And she did, in fact, win the match. It's hard to envision right now a WrestleMania without Rhea Ripley, so you kind of saw it coming. What are your thoughts on her winning the match, how she won the match, you know, just overall feelings?
You know, I'm not mad at all that she is, you know, going to another Mania. You know, I think you called it and said that she's like the Roman Reigns of the women's, and I think maybe the difference for me a little bit is that when Roman first started his Mania runs at the top, it was still kind of that forced thing, and then he became his own character, whereas with Rhea, I feel like the crowd's just organically been behind her the whole time. So, you know, it's no different to me than like when Stone Cold was, you know, at the top for such a long time. Crowd loved it, so not mad.
You know, it's predictable, but at the same time, when you have a Stone Cold, you want Stone Cold in the match, you know, and so I'm not mad at it at all. So on that note, let's see what I got. Hey, I'm not mad at it. I got another Undertaker. We talked about already how beautiful those rares are. I know that it's I know it's kind of funny that we're in the hunt for like a non-rare one, but it still doesn't make it any less exciting when we make a cool pool right now. So now we have 2 each of the rares, so we get to share. No fighting over these.
I'm gonna go ahead and rock my Roman Reigns for my tribal chief.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
We the ones?
Team Taker for this match.
Yeah.
Tucker, I don't know who he is, but
I mean,
anyway, so
maybe it's the brother of the
nice
Undertaker.
smack to it. But anyway, so let's move on to match number 2. So match number 2, we stuck with the women. We got Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. A little bit of surprise. Both of us in our preview picked the man Becky Lynch to win that match, and we were both proven wrong when AJ Lee won. So give me your thoughts on the match and you know, overall thoughts on what you're thinking is happening with the IC title.
I say it was an audible call, and the reason they switched it is because of Becky's puffer jacket. I think it just threw her off so much in the match that they just said, you know what, let's just switch it up.
So you think they saw her on the ramp and they said, ref, you got to tell Becky she's got to drop this because her shoulder pads are just too much.
100%.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, I don't know about the audible angle, but I do think, you know, being in Chicago, being at a big event like this, I do think that you absolutely get that nostalgia pull having AJ win the title. Surprising to me because I didn't know how much she was going to be around, but maybe this indicates that she's going to be around more than I think, especially leading up into WrestleMania, so maybe something exciting. Cool to see CM Punk and her have their moment. Any other thoughts?
Just, you know, this one, it seemed like it was a couple of things. One, I know they introduced AJ Lee as being from, I already forgot where she's from, but to me, like...
She's from Chicago. Like, even though she's not.
She lives in Chicago, but to me, you would have said that versus she was born or hails from wherever it is that she was born. Like, why not say, you know, hometown Chicago girl or residing in Chicago to go into it, but that's a small thing. Outside of that, I thought the match was good. It felt like it went a little long, and maybe the crowd, either there was something with the audible noise of it to where it felt like it was a little bit quieter, or maybe the crowd was a little exhausted from the great women's chamber match, but there was some spots in it.
I will say though, you know, you have to keep in mind AJ Lee hasn't been in a singles match in over 10 years, and to be in a PLE match for a title and to win, come out and win it, it's a big deal. I didn't think she looked gas. I thought she looked like she belonged, and so big kudos to her. Interesting to see what they do with her. She's back after 10 years. So far we've seen a lot of the same old AJ Lee. Will we see a more mature version of her at some point? There's a lot of things that they could do. So I guess we'll just have to see. But on that note, let's see what we get for round number 2.
All right, so we did get our second world tag team championship. So this is the one that outside of the NXT North American that I was hoping we would pull so that we would have 2 each of the tag team belts. So we do have that part complete. So now all that is left is truly the NXT North American Championship.
I got a good feeling that it's right here. I have a good feeling. Let's see what we got.
I don't know what color it's supposed to be.
Oh, it's a spinner belt.
Oh.
You know, we'll just add that to our little collection of spinner belts. I think at the end of this, we will have to come through and tally and see what our percentages were.
So I think we've still got the Brahma Bull most.
Still in the lead, even though that was episode 1.
Like maybe the women's title second, and then it looks like the spinner is and the US championship are the ones that are getting.
We've pulled a lot of those, but we've now completed the set of tags, so I'm happy about that. If we can just pull that NXT in this next little bit, then we'll be done with these slapdowns.
We will be, or will we?
All right, next match.
Yeah, so next match was the men's world championship match, and just great match. Went how you expected it would go. I still have the tiniest little glimmer that maybe Balor would win somehow, and there were some spots in it to where it seemed like, maybe it's going to happen. But, you know, you kind of expected CM Punk to win.
Yeah.
And I think Bully Ray ironically said it best, so I wrote it down just to make sure I got it right. He said, if you come out to the Jordan-era Bulls intro music,
you know,
and it leads into Color Personality, and you're in your hometown, and your wife just won the IC strap, and you're wearing your deceased dog's name on your jacket, you ain't doing the job.
Yeah.
I agree with him on that one. So,
wow, what a great quote from Billy Ray. Nailed it. But, you know, another one of those nostalgia things. Good for having it in Chicago, letting him and AJ Lee have their moment. Match-wise, it was exactly like you said, exactly what we thought we would get. Match of the night type match. But I'm kind of like you. You know, we both picked CM Punk to win. I think it was kind of obvious that he was. But I had a little bit of like slimmer of hope. There's always this little piece of me that looks at my buddy Triple H and thinks he's going to throw a curveball at me, you know. But he didn't this time. But I thought there might be some more. I was like, okay. So you had Punk beat Finn in Ireland. So have Finn beat Punk in Chicago and set up a banger of a third match. But I'm happy with how they went with it. Happy with the win, obviously. And I'm glad that they didn't really mess up the Punk versus Roman match that they were kind of gearing up for towards WrestleMania.
Yeah, as much as you love to see Balor in a title match at Mania, like Roman and Punk can obviously stand on its own. So I thought that was a great call. But as far as overall pay-per-view or PLE thoughts, like for this, you know, what a special moment for Punk and AJ. So the only two individuals to have matches outside of the Elimination Chamber matches. You've got your husband-wife combo.
Yeah.
You got your wife wins the Intercontinental strap.
After being out 10 years.
After being out 10 years. You have Punk retaining the championship strap, securing his second main event at Mania. And then all of it happens at the Elimination Chamber where 2 years prior you made your return after your 10, 11, 12 years away from wrestling. AEW, sorry. So what a special moment for, you know, for him, for AJ, and just the Chicago crowd. I thought it was well done.
Yeah, absolutely. So good overall on that match. But let's dig into what we get for the WWE World Championship match. Let's see what belt it gets us.
All right, another undisputed championship.
The gold one, absolutely. Not mad at that. We had a couple of those, I think. One other one that I wouldn't mind getting a duplicate of is the undisputed, the scratch, the 2013 one. That would be kind of cool. We only got one of those. But obviously I'm ready to complete this series. So, but it won't be this time because it got me another IC title.
Wow.
And anyway, we're going to keep rolling on. Last match of the night.
Or do we want to throw an audible in here and talk about the surprise reveal?
Yeah. Let's jump in and talk about Danhausen. Okay? So what the you can beat that. I'm sorry if we have to beat that. But I'm just like, what is happening? You know, we've had this build up for weeks. Yeah. Anyways, we've had this build up for weeks about what's in this crate, and we've had all kinds of theories thrown out of Puppy, The Rock, we've had Jericho. I mean, anybody could have been in that crate, and I don't know that anyone was expecting Danhausen.
No.
Is that how you say it? Is that correct?
Danhausen, I think.
All right.
Very nice, very evil. I will say I saw him when he was in AEW.
Yeah.
Friends with CM Punk. I don't know if that was if that started when he came to AEW or if it was beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, like a bit of a R-Truth type character. I didn't see much of his wrestling. I think he only did 8 or 10 matches in AEW. But the crowds there, you know, really enjoyed him. We'll see. You know, I think if you're going to go comedy character, you're at the grandest stage at WWE to be able to do that. So I think they're going to make a ton of money with
Absolutely.
them.
I think the crowd can get behind him. I think that there was some familiarity when he was revealed. Maybe not completely, because you definitely have the internet crowd versus the people that, you know, don't know who he is and we're like, you know, like me, like, beep, you know. But you know, I love a gimmick. I love Doink the Clown. I love Hornswoggle. Sorry, I was trying to think of the least offensive way to say that. You know, I love all that, and so I'm okay with it if they do it right. I think there's some potential there to pair him with someone. I know that when he worked in some other companies, been almost like a managerial valet type. Yeah. I'm here for it. Let him be weird. What the beep moment that you had, that's what he is. And that, I think, is the goal. And so let it be that. Let it breathe. And let's celebrate it. So,
and as far as outside of the reveal part, the coming out with the Danhausen vampire ladies, I think that whole thing was just what am I watching? But you didn't look away. You couldn't look away. And then, the timing was perfect. You know, I think the crowd booed at the end, but I think it was because the lights went out and he didn't say or do anything. It's just kind of awkward.
I think they should have probably had him say something or do something besides. But I think don't let it simmer too long. Let them pop up again and do a promo of some kind, or mess with somebody backstage so that we get what this is.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, introducing him at the Elimination Chamber tells me that they've got high hopes for him and that they want to use him a lot. And so look for him to pop up again.
Well, Triple H said on the post show, well, I don't know that he said on the post show, but
in some kind of interview or something.
Yeah, he signed a multi-year deal, so they're planning on doing something with him. It wasn't a one-off, which was my question. So he's here. He's here for a while.
But I say to you guys, like, the weirdness, the what am I watching? That's what he's supposed to be. So I hope you'll embrace it. And he's highly entertaining if you'll let him be. So buckle up. You know.
And free plug for Pro Wrestling Tees. They've got his merch right now, I think 20% off, and he's got a lot of cool t-shirts. He's a comic fan, so there's a really cool Galactus type inspired
And I
shirt.
imagine we'll be getting some crazy merch from WWE in the coming weeks as well.
Oh yeah,
so.
absolutely. So on that,
Danhausen gets an open too.
Yeah, and we'll say if we don't pull the NXT North American, Danhausen, you can put a curse on. Let's put it on The Rock.
Okay, because he has an autograph.
Yeah, so let's open one up for Danhausen.
Spinner.
All right, another spinner belt. Nothing to see. Keep going.
All right, let's keep it moving. All right. U.S. Championship. We're going to keep it rolling.
All right. So, last match of the night, the men's elimination chamber. Same thing, like I said, with the women's, like the intros and the walk around the pods, just.
Well, we got to stand. Well, we got to stare off everybody.
Yeah. You know, as far as entrances that were pretty cool, there was a couple takeaways that I had. So one, we've said it before, Trick Williams, just a star. Like, the crowd loves him. They love singing to his song. I love singing to his song. Whoop that trick.
I never see him happier.
Yeah, and I felt happy. But then after that, like LA Knight, Crazy Pop, when he came out of the pod, Crazy Pop, when he was eliminated, kind of sucked the energy out of the crowd. And then I love that Javon Evans he came out saying, I'm nervous, or, in his intro.
And, a little bit spastic, but yeah, kind of fun and part of his personality.
Yeah, and then I think the other takeaway is it shows the pecking order of the guys in the match, because nobody told Logan Paul that he needed to wear gold somewhere in his outfit. And the same thing for LA Knight. He had the red, but he didn't have any gold. Everybody else had gold in their get-up. So
somebody's in the clique and some people are not in the clique. I see what's happening here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, absolutely. I mean, overall thoughts, you know, Javon was exciting to watch, high energy, a little bit spastic at times and kind of like, okay, calm down. But a good addition to the match, I thought. Him and Trick being eliminated early on was kind of a bummer. You know, I kind of wanted at least one of them to last a little bit longer. But I guess that, you know, it's not quite their time yet, you know.
And then also, so you're talking about Trick Williams during the match. That trick shot, the pimp slap, it looks like
he was beating the fool out of somebody.
I think, was it Cody that we thought he did a chest slap into a head slap? Because he popped somebody twice with it.
I don't know. He was hitting people like they stole something from him. So,
you know what he thought they stole? His lemon pepper steppers.
Yeah, I figure. But he was talking junk too. He made the match entertaining. The future's definitely bright with all these recent NXT call-ups. I mean, I hate to even say it now because they've been up for a while now, but we didn't even have Oba in this, and yet, there's so much to be excited about. Yeah, and then Javon, they look like they belong in the match.
And then, you know, with Logan Paul being in it, I did was expecting anything from him. Like, to me, he felt interchangeable because whoever replaced Bronson wasn't going to win. Yeah. But, so you wonder if they would have gone the same way. If Bronson would have gotten the pin over the three guys that Logan Paul eliminated.
Maybe they gave him a little bit of extra juice because he was the last minute addition. But, he had the three. I don't like Logan Paul. Obviously, you can hear from the crowd, nobody likes Logan Paul. But he got his three eliminations. He had his little moment. And then he got stomped by a returning Seth. So
what? Spoiler.
woo, anyway, so yeah, we had the elimination of LA Knight, and the crowd booed. They were bummed about it. Then we had the crazy person, the hooded person, climb the cage, get pulled out by security, which seemed to just be a distraction.
Yeah, and then so you had pointed out after Seth was revealed, I think that somebody has said that the people that they had as the other masked men were students of Rollins.
Either students of Rollins or had some kind of connection with him. This is just something that I'd heard or seen online, so I don't know how much validity there is to it. But I know the guy like on SmackDown was somebody that had worked with Rollins before, and so I'm interested to see, they stole Seth's vision. The vision was Seth's, and now it seems like he's back for some revenge.
Yeah.
And are these were these random masked men? Was that really part of it, or just some stooges? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they use it. I think it'd be cool if they did.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see them doing those were just the students and they go back and do their thing. I don't know if they're ready for a call-up or not. But, and with not having any name recognition, I don't know that they would pull two no-names in with Rollins to go against the vision.
The current vision.
Yeah. And then also the question is, like, how do they stretch this out? So you figure... I think I had said I wouldn't be mad if they did a handicap match at Mania.
Yeah.
And so you got Logan Paul, you got Theory, and the two of them against Rollins. You expect Rollins to win. But then to time it to where, what do you do until Bronson comes back? What do you do until Breaker comes back? And so, it's a good, it'll be interesting to see if they drop it or if they stretch it out somehow.
Yeah, for sure. They could do the triple threat thing. They could have somebody join in with, obviously, he's the visionary. He's thinking about stuff, the architect behind the scenes. So who knows what Seth has up his sleeve. And there could be an interesting Seth visionary architect versus the Oracle, Paul Heyman and all his great wisdom too. Yeah. So there's an interesting angle there for sure.
Yeah, you figure they're going to do Judgment Day at Mania, but I wouldn't be mad if Rollins fought Brock. With Heyman hiding behind Brock since the other guys are out. I wouldn't be upset at it. I don't think it's going to happen at Mania, but it'd be a good match either way.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, obviously, then we had immediately after those eliminations, Logan was eliminated by the stomp and cover. Then we had Drew coming in because he's still trying to avoid Cody at all costs for some reason. And then all the chaos at the end, and then ultimately our man Randy Orton win. Overall thoughts on him winning? And
I liked it because he's one that you always know can become champ or become a contender for it. But just the crowd I felt was really excited also. You kind of thought Cody was going to somehow do it again and have another away game, by winning that. And then Drew and him at Mania would have been, I think you called it, snooze fest. It was a great win, popped the crowd, plus the no hesitation by Orton in RKOing Rhodes. Yeah.
Look, we're going to take care of business. We took care of Drew. We took out the trash, but this is business. I got the RKO, and I'm going to WrestleMania. I ain't mad at it at all. So I know I was happy with the finish because as soon as LA Knight was eliminated, I thought, well, Cody's going to win. I was already kind of pre-bored, and then Randy Orton won, and I was real amped in the moment about it.
And I believe that makes me the Elimination Chamber champion because Orton was my backup pick.
Absolutely. In this case, I'll be happy being wrong, but that does make him the winner of the Elimination Chamber officially.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm excited to see. I hope Randy and Drew fight at WrestleMania. We'll talk a little bit more about that after we open these. But yeah, looking forward to something different.
Yeah, let's see. All right, last one. Tag team, another tag team belt. Nice design, but yeah.
It is gorgeous. And a spinner belt. So we still don't have the NXT North American belt. I don't understand. It's not even one that I'm really like dying to have, but I just have to complete the series. So
yeah.
But yeah, so let's finish up talking about the Undisputed title and what that picture looks. So immediately following all the trickery and stuff of the elimination match, Aldis set the match for next Friday night, Cody versus Drew for the championship. Give me your thoughts on him making the match, what that means, predictions, thoughts.
No, don't care.
Yeah,
I'm not interested.
Yeah,
I hate to say it because they're both really good. They've had good matches with each other, all of it. But just was really hoping it would be clear cut build to Orton and Drew at Mania.
This is distracting.
Yeah, and it's if it's another win for Drew, great. But you got that fear that Cody is going to get it. Nothing against Cody, but just
we're just tired of seeing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can show me you can be the QB1 without the title. If you can't, then are you the QB1?
Yeah, and it may still happen. Maybe
I hope we're wrong.
Yeah, and then the question would be, what do you do with guys like Cody and Sammy, and some of these guys that don't have a way to a title match?
Or a way to a good storyline. There's going to be a lot of people fighting for spots on the WrestleMania card. You got Finn, is he going to turn around and try to have that final separation with the Judgment Day? There is story that, everybody is going to be looking for their story. So, Cody, can you tell a story without trying to finish your story?
Let me apologize for my seeester. What she meant to say was Raheem. No?
No, I didn't even say that.
Okay. All right, so then last takeaway. So as we were getting the slap bands to try to finish out the NXT North American Championship, I was happily walking to check out to get back so that we could do it. And what do I see? But lo and behold, we have figured out what our next chase will be after we finish funding the NXT North American Championship. And that is going to be
Series
3. So this I found in just a completely unrelated spot in the store that I was in. It was in like a middle aisle, and a lot of stuff on here. You got the Women's Undisputed WWE Championship. You've got the Women's Intercontinental Championship, the Women's NXT Championship, and then the NXT Championship, the ECW Championship, the Attitude Era European Championship.
Cool.
The Undisputed Championship, the 2002 one held by Brock, which I'm looking forward to. And then your rare belt is the Hardcore Championship. Big fans of Mick Foley. So hopefully that's the one we pull 20 of.
Yeah.
And then the super rare one is the Steve Austin Smoking Skull Championship.
And I, of course, won't be mad at that because who doesn't love Stone Cold Steve Austin? So also, I'm excited to have something. I thought we were done with slap bands, but not quite. We are now in the hunt for Series 3. So if anybody out there wants to send us some funds towards Series 3, come on, hop in our DMs and we'll figure something out. Alrighty.
We'll even sign one of these duplicates that we have with our name on it, and maybe a little message to whoever it is. So if you want one, comment in the comment section.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Well, on that note, I think that's going to be it for now, but we will hop up back on with you soon with more thoughts as we build towards WrestleMania. I'm hoping for a great card, and so I'm hoping for some great storylines.
Yep, we'll see what happens.
All right, over and out.
See ya.